What was the scariest "we need to leave now" gut feeling that you've ever experienced? Met up with someone whom we shared mutual friends with many years ago before a party. He made drinks for us and at one point kept tipping my cup back and encouraging me to drink. I ran out of the house and called a friend to pick me up. I don't remember the rest of the night because I was drugged. Not just for you, for anyone reading this. If some dude tips the back of your cup so you can't put it down, don't drink. Clamp your mouth shut, hold your breath, and let the drink wash over the sides of your face and down your outfit. You get to call them names, and if you feel safe enough with the other people in the area, loudly ask them what they put in the drink that they want you to have so bad. I know someone who was given, quote, their very own bottle at an underage party. She woke up naked in the host's bedroom to the host getting dressed. Begged her friends not to tell anyone because of the reaction her parents would have to her going to a party and drinking, instead of reacting to her being drugged and assaulted. Woolsey Fire 2018. I packed our valuables into our SUV by 5:30 p.m. By 7:30 p.m., the air was thick smoke, and the wind was blowing like a giant fan was aimed right toward us. We evacuated at 7:45 p.m. Formal evacuation order came at 2 a.m., people frantically packing and getting in their cars only to be stuck in gridlock traffic, with fire literally everywhere. We were safe in a hotel 27 miles away. My phone was lit up all night. Scariest night of our lives. But we spared our young kids the trauma of the evacuation most everyone else was caught up in. On a bike camping trip with my buddy, we were getting close to the site. The foliage near this particular backwoods area gets extremely dense, and the only way with mountain bikes for a bit is the designated trail. We're biking along, and I see the biggest pile of bear scat right in the middle of the path, and we stop. I'm like, man, I don't know. If there's a bear, there's literally nothing we can do except turn around, shout, and bear spray. My buddy urges me to keep going. Sure enough, another 100 meters in a corner, and there's a huge brown bear sitting like an adorable dumbass on the trail. We start slowly going backwards, and it matches our pace for a long while. Very stressful. Couldn't make it to the site that night, that's for sure. Walked out of a bar with two friends many years ago. They were hammered and oblivious to any and everything around them. I was more tipsy and still aware of my surroundings. Just as we exit the bar, two very large men pass us going the opposite way on the sidewalk. I get a very odd feeling about it for reasons I am still not sure of to this day. I turn around and they've both stopped and are watching us intently. I immediately call out to my friends and make up a lie about leaving something in the bar. We go back in and I convince them to just hang out there for a few more minutes. The next morning, a story comes out about a guy who was stabbed nearly 50 times and robbed in the parking lot of a bar just down the road. I saw those two large men again in the posted mugshot. I was driving with my mother down an empty street at night in Seattle. I slow down in front of an alley to make a turn. All of a sudden, there's a loud pop and glass bursts from my windshield. My mother tries to leave the car to figure out what happened. I lock the doors and speed away. When we get back to our Airbnb, I check the dashboard, and sure enough, there's a 9mm bullet just sitting there. It would have gone into my shoulder if it hadn't been stopped. The cops found bullet casings in the alley, but we never figured out why we were shot at. That same night, 4 other people had been randomly shot around the city. Life is strange. When I was like 6, I got lost from my mom while out shopping. When I was frantically searching for her, a man came up and asked me if I was lost. I said yes, and he told me he was a police officer. He told me I could come with him to the station to wait for my mom. He said I can color and bake cookies. I was about to go with him, even though he was not wearing a police uniform, but the comment about making cookies at a police station didn't make sense to me. Like, why would a police station have an oven? Ended up running into a store, and an employee helped me find my mom. I was in college, about to turn 21. The date was September 16th, 2011. I was over at my buddy's studying, which really meant I took an Adderall and was just hanging out chain-smoking cigs. I didn't talk to my mom all that often, ever since my parents had divorced 4 years earlier and my mom had remarried, but I was struck with an overwhelming gut feeling that I needed to call my mom. It was unlike a feeling I'd ever felt, so I picked up the phone and dialed her. When she picked up, there was a lot of loud noises in the background, and I told her I couldn't hear her. She walked away from the crowd she was standing in towards some parking lots. We chatted for a few minutes. She told me she was at the Reno air races because her husband was running ATC for it. After we got off the phone, she calls me back not even a minute later, freaking out and sobbing. While walking back to the crowd, a P-51 Mustang had a rudder hardover, lost control, and slammed into the crowd, pretty near to where my mom had been standing prior to my call. 11 people were killed in this accident. That one always stuck with me. It was weird having this info a good 15 minutes before it hit the newswire. Grateful I listened to my gut. Can't be certain she would have been killed, but she was initially within approximately 100 feet of where the plane hit. I was about 13 years old, and my mom and I were on a road trip. We had our dog with us, and we pulled into a rest stop. There was only a semi, our car, and a van. My mom went to the bathroom, left me to walk the dog around, then we would switch. The dog was going nuts, just barking and barking and barking, and it was kind of unlike her. She usually didn't pay attention to her surroundings and just sniffed dirt. Mom came out and I told her I had a weird feeling she was annoyed because we were running behind schedule, so told me to go to the bathroom and hurry up. I walk into the bathroom, do my thing, still have such an eerie feeling. I go to walk out of the bathroom and a man comes walking in, tells me to be quiet and not scream. I can also still hear my dog going insane. 2 seconds later, a cleaning lady comes in and says, "There's not going to be any problems today, right?" The man takes off running towards the semi. My dog and mom come running into the bathroom because my mom said the dog was going to break her neck trying to get to me. So anyways, moral of the story, trust your gut and your dog. Doing some landscaping work in Texas, grew up in the north, we were cleaning up this creek bed and I heard this noise, like static but deeper. I turned the fuck around, walked out of the creek bed and got my supervisor. He came back with a long metal pole and pried up a rock to show, I shit you not, like 15 rattlers in a matting ball, right where we were supposed to be working. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to share your story in the comments about a time when you felt like your relationship was falling apart and this helped you through it. See you tomorrow.